This is live severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Stand by as all of our network streaming channels join our broadcast. This live stream is made possible by Southern Pressed Cleaners and Market, Derek Farr for Randolph County Sheriff, the 19th hole at Cider Ridge, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, Southern Union State Community College, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, The Oaks, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Donnie Grant Jr. for Sheriff Randolph County, Fincher Fence, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Jeff Monroe for Alabama House District 37, N&W Locks. And now, from the Alpha Severe Weather Center, here's Dr. Dodd.
Well, good evening, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Dodd in here with you on your Monday evening, and we continue to watch a cluster of thunderstorms moving across North Alabama into Central Alabama, now about to move into East Alabama, and we're getting word from the National Weather Service out of Peachtree City that they are in the process, there it just dropped, of expanding the no, it hasn't dropped yet, but they're in the process of expanding the severe thunderstorm watch further into Georgia. Not sure exactly how many counties, but it will go until 11 p.m. This evening. We'll have that graphic for you in just a few moments. You're looking at what we expect next Wednesday here on the screen. We're going to do this again Wednesday night into Thursday. Here's the current severe thunderstorm watch from the National Weather Service out of Birmingham. This is for Alabama and West Georgia. That's about to go further into North Georgia. We're also now getting a tornado warning. So let's go straight to the radar, and we will show you where this is. It's going to be over in northwest Alabama. This is the first tornado warning of the evening, and this is a storm that's coming that has dropped a couple of tornado warnings already today back over around Tupelo, Mississippi, and we just got a tornado warning now. This is going to be bear with me just a second. This is all happening in real time. This is a tornado warning issued until 7:20 p.m. or issued at 7:20 p.m. in effect until 7:45 p.m. This is a radar-indicated potential tornado, and we'll give you the text of this now, coming in from the National Weather Service. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 8 p.m. this evening for north central Tuscaloosa and southeastern Fayette County. Let's see here. That's the severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see if we can grab the tornado warning. Same storm. Here we go. This is the National Weather Service office in Birmingham issuing a tornado warning for north central Tuscaloosa County and west central Alabama until 7:45. At 7:20 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles south of Boley Springs or 21 miles southwest of Cordova, moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. So that's over in Tuscaloosa County. Now, if you have got folks in Tuscaloosa, this particular part of this line is not going to affect Tuscaloosa proper. University of Alabama, not in the campus there at University of Alabama, not in danger of this part of the storm. It is well. Let me just bring Tuscaloosa in. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And so Tuscaloosa is down here. Your potential tornado is right in this general area, and it's moving in this direction. So you can see that the potential tornado will stay well north of Tuscaloosa. This would be more of a threat for maybe North Johns, Hueytown. Should cross over 20 near Bessemer. If it holds together, and you understand that that's still probably a good 45 minutes away from the Hueytown-Bessemer area. And if you're out there on 459, where 459 I-65 intersects back to 59 I-20 that heads south. 459 where it intersects with 2059 headed back to the southwest. That's the area that we really need to watch for this. Now, this is way away from East Alabama and West Georgia. This is back to the west of Birmingham. But we wanted to show you this because this is the first tornado-warned storm in Alabama for this event. And we turn on the base velocity. Your potential tornado would be in this area. Right in there, where you see that little circle that's a mesoscale notification that's provided by the algorithm of this particular software that we're using. So that's telling us we've got low shear rotation going on in this storm, plus we've got a vortex signature. You see that little triangle right there with a 5 in the middle of it, and that's it's pretty suggestive that we probably have something going on here. So if you have folks who live in this area back over in Tuscaloosa County, this is north of Tuscaloosa, call them and make sure they know what is going on over there. Tornado warned storm by the National Weather Service out of Birmingham. We'll go back to the reflectivity and kind of show you what's happening across the rest of the area. We have numerous special weather statements from Gadsden all the way north and east to the Georgia state line. Then we have a special weather statement for a storm coming into the Warrior area, or just northwest of downtown Birmingham. And then we have that tornado-warned storm in Tuscaloosa County, which is north of Tuscaloosa. It's way up there in the northeastern corner of Tuscaloosa County. Back over in Mississippi, we still have some special weather statement for some storms over there as well. In East Alabama, at this hour, not a whole lot going on. We've got a smaller storm that's trying to form down in southwestern Randolph County. This would be back over there around the Dickard area, back toward Corinth. Don't see any significant lightning right there. Then we have another cell near R.L. Harris Dam, back up toward the Highway 48 bridge and just southwest of Wedowee. And then up in the northwest corner, up around Center West, down to Fuller's Crossroads over to Pintucky. And then back across extreme northeastern Clay up into Cleburne, just to the east of Mount Cheahaw. We have another cell there, but that's not severe, nowhere near it. Then we have scattered heavy showers, thunder showers maybe around Talladega. And then back down towards Sylacauga, Hollins, and extreme southwest Clay County. And then we get into the heavier showers and thunderstorms near Columbiana, back up to Highway 38 just to the east of Chelsea. Very heavy rain up there north of Vincent, all the way up to Leeds up there on I-20, back over to Pell City. A really wet ride right now. We're just getting word the Weather Service has canceled the warning for Tuscaloosa County. So that was a very short-lived tornado-warned storm for Tuscaloosa County. Hasn't dropped off of the screen just yet, but it will shortly. All right, so we have the new severe thunderstorm watch out now for West Georgia, though the graphic has not dropped just yet. I see it in the National Weather Service chat room, and they're expanding the watch about 3 counties to the east, which will include part of Atlanta Metro. It'll get the central and western parts of Atlanta, all the way down to Troop and looks like Meriwether. Like Meriwether's coming in. Coweta County is going to be added. And in all of our West Georgia counties between the Alabama state line and Atlanta. And I believe it's going to get at least part of downtown Atlanta. And that watch will be in effect until 11 o'clock this evening. New severe thunderstorm warning just populated. This is going to be downstream from that tornado warned cell back in Tuscaloosa County. Let me read the verbiage of this for you. Severe thunderstorm warning by the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. Severe thunderstorm warning for south central Walker County in central Alabama and southern Jefferson County in central Alabama until 8:30. At 7:27 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from near Oakman to near Bankhead, Lock and Dam to near Samantha, moving to the southeast at 45 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm is 60 mile per hour winds, and it is radar indicated. Locations in the path of this storm include the city of Birmingham, Hoover, Vestavia Hills, Bessemer, Homewood, Mountain Brook, Hueytown, Irondale, Fairfield, Pleasant Grove, Midfield, North Johns, Birmingham Fairgrounds, and 5 Points South. That's over in Jefferson County. So right now, really, the heaviest storm we have out there is going to be this storm in Tuscaloosa County. And that is moving in this general direction. And with it moving at 45 miles per hour in that general direction, there are some times. Understand, folks, when we show you times, these are approximate. I mean, don't take these times to the bank. These are just ballpark times of arrival. Hueytown about right now, Pleasant Grove at about... or actually Hueytown at about 7:53. Pleasant Grove at about 7:54. Bessemer around 7:59. Vestavia Hills at about 8:08. And Helena around 8:11. And then Pelham at around 8:14. Now, we typically don't cover this area. This is the Birmingham television market. No question about that. But we are watching these storms because they're headed toward East Alabama and West Georgia. And this is what will be moving into East Alabama and West Georgia in the not-too-distant future. Now, we have showers out ahead of this storm that's coming into Birmingham. We have these showers that stretch from about Clanton all the way back up to Pell City. And then we have smaller broken storms down here just west of Roanoke, up around Wedowee, and then up in the northeastern corner of Randolph. We also have some storms forming back in southwest Clay. None of those storms are strong or even severe at the moment. We did just pick up a special weather statement that does encompass all of the I-20 corridor. Let's see if we can get over there and get this up for you. This is going to be covering a large area of East Alabama. And this is going to be for Calhoun, Jefferson, Talladega, St. Clair, Cleburne, and Blount. Strong thunderstorms will impact northeastern Talladega, southeastern Blount, Calhoun, northeastern Jefferson, St. Clair, and central Cleburne County through 8:45 p.m. this evening. At 7:34, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from near Summiton to near Clay to near Hoke's Bluff. Movement was to the southeast at 45 miles per hour. The hazard with this line of storms is going to be 40 mile per hour wind. And let's see if I can draw that where you can see it a little bit better. There's basically all of those counties in this area are under a special weather statement. And that's moving off in this direction. And then you have the severe thunderstorm warning for the storm that's sitting over here. And that is moving in this direction. Bear with me 1 second here. I need to I thought that's where you changed that setting. Maybe not. I think that's it. I think the first impactful weather is going to be this line that's stretching from just northeast of Clanton all the way back up to Pell City. That's going to be the first impactful line that'll move across East Alabama and into West Georgia in the next hour. But again, we have smaller storms running out ahead that are popping up in Randolph and Clay. But from the moment, those storms are well in check. They're not severe. And overall, this has been, these storms have been below severe limits. And we've got several special weather statements. Remember, we discussed this on Saturday, the difference between special weather statement, severe thunderstorm warning, and tornado warning. To be a severe thunderstorm, the criteria has to be at least 58 mile per hour winds and or hail 1 inch in diameter or larger to be classified as a severe thunderstorm. So you get a storm that its characteristics are less than that, but it's still worth mentioning. You get those 35, 40, 45, 50 mile per hour wind gust, and you throw, some decent sized hail in there. The Weather Service, it doesn't meet severe criteria, so the Weather Service will jump in there and say, hey, you need to pay attention to this storm. It does bear mentioning because it could cause some issues, and so that's when they issue a special weather statement. Then if that storm increases in intensity and makes it up to 58 miles per hour, or the hail gets up to an inch or greater, then they'll upgrade it to a severe thunderstorm warning. And then, of course, if we get rotation in the storm, significant rotation that indicates there may be a tornado there, then you'll upgrade to a tornado warning. So that's kind of the progression of how that thing works. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. And this is a All right, I'm going to turn the reflectivity off just a second because I think they got the verbiage of this one mixed up. So this is a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be for Calhoun, Talladega, St. Clair, Cleburne, up the northeast. Doppler radar tracking a strong thunderstorm along a line extending from Summiton to Clay to near Hoax Bluff. That's part of the Jefferson County storm. I think they got their wires crossed on that last warning. But nonetheless, if you're up there above I-20 in Cleburne County on up into Cherokee County, it's that part of the storm coming through Gadsden that they're warning for up there. And we're also getting word that this storm that's coming toward Birmingham may be beginning to rotate again. And I'm telling you, folks, that's unbelievable rainfall that's taking place right there. I mean, if you were standing under this cloud, you most likely could not see your hand in front of your face. That's how hard this rain is falling. So it's just not a good idea. If you know somebody in Birmingham that maybe is about to travel down toward Tuscaloosa, you're going to want to call them and say, yeah, you might want to rethink that trip. It's going to be very dangerous out there on I-59. And I know there's a lot going on the radar. It's very confusing. But basically, all the brown, if you can see them for all the writing that's on the screen, all of the brown lines that you see, those are special weather statements, and then the orange that's buried in there are severe thunderstorm warnings, and that would be basically from Gadsden over to the Georgia state line, Cleburne and Cherokee counties, and then just west of Birmingham. We have a cluster of thunderstorms there. That has gone severe and actually was in rotation just a few moments ago. We did have a tornado warning on that storm, and it could go tornadic again at any moment. They're watching that one very close. And we've got 40, 50, and 60 mile per hour winds all the way down and along this line of thunderstorms. Basically right along and just behind this line I'm drawing on the screen. That's where your heaviest wind is taking place at this time. And all of this moving in this general direction. That's where the greatest threat of severe weather is located right now, and that's from just north of Tuscaloosa to just west of Birmingham to just north of Pell City to just east of Gadsden, and then north. This activity south of Pell City in this general area, not severe at the moment. And then these storms over here in Randolph, they're not severe either. All of this stuff is moving to the east-southeast. So if you're in front of this line of storms, absolutely it's coming to your town. I think we're going to have to play the What About song again here in just a few minutes. Yeah, I think this will hold together coming into Coweta County. You know, how strong it will be when it gets to Coweta County. You know, Glenn Burns, Dr. Don, James Spann, there ain't but one person that can tell you. And he is not in this room at the moment. Well, maybe he is. I hope he is. I hope he's got his hand on every one of you out there. But we can't tell you for sure what this line is going to be like when it gets to your house. What you need to know if you're in front of this line is we have a line of storms across Alabama that's moving to the east. So if you're in East Alabama, West Georgia, you're going to feel some kind of effects from this storm. Is it going to be just very heavy rainfall and some breezy, gusty winds? Or is it going to be more significant than that? Well, all we can tell you is what we see on radar at the moment. As to exactly what it's going to be doing when it gets to your front door, that would be impossible to say. I will tell you, at the moment, there's not a weakening trend look to what's going on out there. If anything, it may be intensifying a little bit. But by the time it gets to Noonan over in Coweta County, it could look totally different. Same thing for Alexander City. You know, there's so many folks out there on social media that try to tell you, and most of them paint a very ominous picture. And I'm going to tell you what that does. That's what you call crying wolf. And it does all of us a disservice that tries to be honest with you, because there will come a point where you will become numb to all of this and you won't pay any attention to it. That's when you get hurt. 90% of all folks who are injured or lose their life in severe weather had no earthly idea what was happening around them. If you stay weather aware, pay attention to it. It may be a little inconvenient from time to time. I mean, from now through the end of May, we're going to deal with this every 3, 4, 5 days. That's just what we do in the Southeast. It may be inconvenient, but I'd rather be inconvenienced and be prepared than walking around in la-la land and not having a clue as to what's happening outside, and then all of a sudden you get blown away by a severe thunderstorm or tornado. So you got to have a plan. You got to be situationally aware. You got to pay attention. You got to have a NOAA weather radio. That's the baseline. And you got to go get one. If you don't have one, every single home, business, school, government facility, any place where more than 0 people gather should have a NOAA weather radio. They're relatively inexpensive, $35, $40. You slap a battery in that thing, you put it on your nightstand, and it will rattle you out of the bed at 2 a.m. when a tornado warning is issued for your house or your location. And then you can go to the safest place in your home, which is obviously a basement if you have one. If you don't, it's the center of the lowest floor. Hallway, bathroom, closet, and you're going to want to already have your supplies in there. You don't have time to go look for things when a warning is issued. You need to be in the safe place the second that warning is issued. So if like this morning, at 5 o'clock this morning, I was doing the primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia. I told you then that there was a decent chance we could see some strong thunderstorms tonight. Now, things have changed a little bit from this morning. Our odds of seeing severe weather are a little bit greater than we thought they were when we were talking about it this morning. But if you watched the primetime forecast, you're situationally aware. You knew there was a chance this was going to happen tonight. So throughout the day, you made sure you had all of your needed supplies in your safe place. And that is head cover for every single person in your home. We're talking baseball helmets. We're talking motorcycle helmets, football helmets, batting helmets, any kind of helmet, hard hats, just anything that can cover your head. You need those in your safe place for every person. You need bottled water. You need pillows, blankets, baby bed mattress, futon mattress. You need those extra little battery banks to charge your cell phone. You need on hard-soled shoes, everybody that's going to be in there. The best idea before you go to bed, put them in the room. So you got them in there. Then you want to have something that makes a very loud noise so that in the unlikely event that your home does sustain damage and you're trapped and you can't get out, that whistle or air horn can thing can make a loud noise so rescuers can find you. These are just good ideas, folks. The majority of you will never, ever, ever have to go through that. But some of you will, and you don't know who that's going to be. So be prepared. So if you're just joining us, it's 7:53 p.m. Central, 8:53 p.m. Eastern, and we are watching a line of thunderstorms steadily march across the state of Alabama. We have some showers and thunderstorms developing out ahead of the main line, but that main line, again, stretching from just east of Gadsden down to just north of Pell City, coming in on the west side of Birmingham, and then down to about Tuscaloosa. That's where the strongest weather is. That's where the severe wind is located at this hour. Those showers and thunderstorms you see out ahead of the line of storms, not severe at this time. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern, and the National Weather Service has just expanded that watch about 3 more counties east into the Atlanta metro area. And I'll zoom out a little bit here so you can kind of see That blue line that you see out there, that's the severe thunderstorm watch, and actually it gets all of metro Atlanta and then comes back across southern Meriwether, Troop, and down to Chambers in Alabama, Tallapoosa, Coosa, Chilton, and then to the north. At this time, the only county in our coverage area that's not covered under this severe thunderstorm watch is Lee County, Alabama. Good for you, Remy. Adam, no. Tell me that's not what it said. Oh my. I got the message, but I didn't listen to it. I wish that I had. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, I was just checking my phone for messages to see if there's anything going on I need to know about. And Adam Slade just gave me something. That's pretty cool. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So we've still got just a minute before this stuff gets into our primary coverage area. So one thing I'm going to do right quick, I'm going to play the What About song. And then I'm going to take a quick break before this gets in here. Let's see if this will work.
Radar spinning on a summer night, chat room lighting up left and right, storms rolling in across the state, everybody asking if it's coming their way. Roanoke checking in with the first hello, we asking where the storm might go, Woodland watching lightning in the sky, Whitey Lee typing, are we next in line, Ashland asking if the wind will blow, Lineville wondering if the rain will show, Carrollton watching clouds build tall, Brewsterville saying what about us, y'all? Chat room buzzing, questions flying now. What about Roanoke? What about Weedery? What about Woodland watching that storm on YouTube? What about Whiteley? What about Ashland tonight? What about Lineville under flashing lightning skies? If we ain't calling out your town on the air tonight, you can breathe easy. Everything's alright if you don't hear your name in the warning call. You're sitting pretty, no worries at all. Franklin checking radar on the screen, LaGrange and Noonan asking what it means. Lafayette wondering if the winds will blow. Auburn saying, are we in the show? Salem watching thunder roll around. Pine Mountain asking if the rain's coming down. Everybody typing at the same time, trying to see if they're in the line. Rock Mills watching clouds moving. Big Springs asking if the winds will spin. Dickard saying, Don, what do you see? Oh, baby, asking, is it headed to me? Frog Eye checking lightning in the west. Valley wondering if they're next. Beans Mill watching that radar spin. Everybody asking once a day. What about Roanoke? What about Weedery? What about Woodley watching that storm on TV? Ashland, Lineville under flashing skies. Kettleton watching clouds roll by. Rock Mills, Big Springs asking where it'll go. Dickard up under watching storms roll slow. Frog Eye Valley checking in tonight. Beans Mill watching light and light. If we ain't calling out your town in the warning call, you're sitting pretty, no worries at all. Chat room rolling while the radar blows. Everybody asking where the storm will go. But if your town ain't in the path tonight, you can rest easy, everything's alright. And Dr. Dr. Dawn says goodnight.
Oh, it's the Dr. Don Singers on Dr. Don's Weather with that What About song. All right, so you guys just, you ain't seen nothing yet, I promise you. So hopefully within the next 3 to 4 months, we're going to have our own studio. It's not going to be in the bedroom. It's going to be in our own building. And when I get that finished, so I've actually got some room, you're going to get to see Dr. Don playing that song, doing the Trump dance. I got it. I got it down pat. I was doing it just a minute ago. You just couldn't see it. I promise you that's going to happen. That is a wonderful song. Absolutely it is. So we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll stay with you wall to wall through this thing as we continue to cover severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. I'll be right back. right, good evening, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don back in here with you on your Monday night as we continue to watch heavy thunderstorms rumble across the state of Alabama. There's your severe thunderstorm watch. This has been updated now. It does include about 2 to 3 more counties east in the state of Georgia. It does include the Atlanta metro area and all the way down to Meriwether County as well in West Georgia. This watch is in effect until 10 p.m. Central, 11 o'clock Eastern this evening. Here's the graphic from the National Weather Service out of Birmingham showing the Alabama counties. And you can see that all of East Alabama is under that level 2 risk of severe weather, and that does move right on into West Georgia as well. The timing on all of this really not a factor now as it's underway and moving into East Alabama. But the strongest part of this is still back near the Birmingham area and then to the north just east of Gadsden and moving east a little bit south of due east as the night rolls along. The good news here is we have seen more special weather statements than severe thunderstorm warnings, and we've only seen 1 tornado warning in the state of Alabama so far this evening. So we're going to start at the top of all of this nasty weather, and we're going to work our way to the south, and we're going to go up and take a look at northeast Georgia. We will start there first because we do have some rumbles of thunder coming across the northern part of Georgia. And I'm getting text messages from my thunder buddies up here in the northeast wanting to know what's happening up here in the mountains. So I'll show you right quick. Nothing severe in North Georgia. And I don't think we're going to see anything severe in North Georgia. The leading edge of the heavy rain now almost to Jasper, and then it stretches north all the way up into Fannin and Gilmer counties of North Georgia. There is some lightning, and the lightning is very bright, and the thunder is extremely loud. I'm way over here in southwest White County, and I can hear thunder outside from these storms way back over toward Calhoun and Dalton. That's a stretch, but we can hear it way off in the distance. So all of that's coming across North Georgia. I think we're just looking at a good old early summer thunderstorm up here in the northeast Georgia mountains. Great sleeping weather for those of you who can actually go to bed tonight. Then as we come back down the line, we do have 1 severe thunderstorm warning in the state of Georgia. And this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning issued at 8:56 p.m. And it's going to be for southwestern Floyd County in northwestern Georgia, northwestern Polk County, and southwestern Chattooga County. Basically from just west of Rome down to about Cedartown. And that's the northernmost reaches of the strong weather with this line of storms moving across East Alabama into West Georgia. Then we have a severe thunderstorm warning in Alabama. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for, let's see, the Weather Service in Birmingham is confusing the daylights out of me. This is going to be Calhoun, Cleburne, and Cherokee. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 8:45 p.m. Central for northeastern Calhoun, northeastern Cleburne, and southeastern Cherokee counties. At 8:07 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Summerville to Forney to Jacksonville State University, moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. The main threat with this storm is 60-mile-per-hour winds. And, again, that comes all the way down to the Cleburne County, Randolph County line. And then we have a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued, and this is going to catch the northern part of Clay. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Talladega County, southern Calhoun County, northeastern Shelby County, east central Jefferson County, southern St. Clair County, southern Cleburne County, and northeastern Clay in East Alabama until 9:15 p.m. At 8:10 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Fort McClellan up there at the Anniston Army Depot to near Riverside to Birmingham. Movement is to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm, again, is 60 mile per hour wind. That seems to be the theme tonight. So, and then let's switch back to Birmingham. And that may take just a moment to come back up, but that gives you an opportunity to see where the warning, well, you could see where the warnings were. Let's turn that back off just a second. All right, so now you can kind of get a better look at where the warnings are. All those orange polygons, those are severe thunderstorm warnings. And then back in Mississippi, we do have one tornado-warned thunderstorm near Columbus, Mississippi, right on the Alabama state line. And that's going to move toward Tuscaloosa if that storm holds together. And then as we look back into Mississippi, severe thunderstorm warning up there to the southwest of Oxford, to the northeast of Greenville, and then we have a severe thunderstorm warning west of Bogalusa, to the northeast of Baton Rouge. But other than that, you see there are no warnings. Other than that one that's just barely coming into Georgia. Now, I think that's going to change. Heads up, Carroll County, I think Roanoke will eventually go under a warning. I think all of Clay and all of Talladega will probably end up under a warning here in the next 30 minutes or so. So let's turn the reflectivity back on. Now, 60 mile per hour winds, certainly enough to bring down some trees. And so that's where a lot of the damage comes from. Even though we don't have any tornadoes out there, you can still get a good bit of damage from 60 mile per hour winds. It can topple big tree limbs and trees themselves. Of course, when trees fall, you know what else fails? Your power. So there certainly could be some power outages this evening as well. Zoom this back out just a little bit so you can see the whole area. I'm going to put this in motion. I'm going to come over and check the chat room. If I can find my mouse. That may be another song in the works. Candy Mitchell is watching us in northeast Talladega County. Hope is watching us in Dickert. Audrey is watching us over on Lake Martin. Dawn is watching us in Clay County in the Lineville area. Yeah, Candy, the thunder's extremely loud tonight. It's the particular atmospheric conditions that we have in place. It is extremely loud. Brittany is watching us in the Lineville-Wedowee area. You're welcome, Debbie Roberts, over on the West Bank in Watley. Or as the Dr. Don singers say, Wadley. Gabrielle asking the question, do I think Lynette, Alabama will see any tornado activity today? Have no way of knowing, Gabrielle. I can tell you that the tornado threat is very low tonight. This is not a real major tornado setup. But I'd be telling you wrong if I told you yes or no. Odds are not good for tornadoes, but they're not zero. Tina's watching us in Bowden. Ephesus, Georgia in the house. Hang on. Y'all are going so fast, I'm losing track of you. Tiffany watching us in Ephesus. Bailey watching us in Lafayette. Rupeville, Georgia, getting some thunder and lightning and heavy rain. Rupeville, y'all are part of that Dr. Don song we played just a few moments ago, the What About song. Roasterville, yeehaw. Cleburne County, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. You have a very heavy thunderstorm coming right over Anniston, going right out I-20. Northern Clay, northern Talladega, all of Cleburne, and Calhoun under that severe thunderstorm warning. Craigford, Alabama in the house. Josh got us going on up there in Ranburne. Hey, Josh Caldwell. Mary Ann's watching us at Flat Rock. You're welcome, Hope. Brittany's in the house over in Kellyton, just over on the eastern side of Tallapoosa County. Coosa, almost in Tallapoosa. Aaliyah Roberts, Thunder Buddy in the house. Oh, Christopher, that is on the verge of a what about. Yes, Roanoke is in East Alabama. This line is moving east, right through East Alabama. Remy Martin watching us inside the plant in Chambers County, Alabama. Newell is in the house. Oh, and by the way, Remy's got her lashes on tonight. And she probably should not have done that. They may get blown off. The green triangles on the radar is a hail marker. That's the computer algorithm telling us that at least the computer thinks that there's hail within that storm. And I'm not seeing any mention of hail in the warnings that we're getting. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see some small hail, but the hail is going to be less than 1 inch in diameter, so it's not being mentioned in the warnings. The primary reason for the warnings are 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Big Springs in the house. Hey, Robin. Y'all are in the What About song as well. Martha's watching us in Wedowee. Yes, Kay, I'm going to, hopefully, if my day goes okay, I got to travel a little bit in the morning, but if my day goes okay tomorrow, I'm going to get the What About song uploaded to the server, and then I will post a link on Dr. Don's Weather, both on Facebook and YouTube. And there'll also be a download link on our website, which is drdonwx.com, where you can download the What About song. I've also got something else, folks, and I'm not gonna play it right now because we're dealing with some severe weather across East Alabama. But when the time is right, this country has got a lot going on right now, and we've got to be, regardless of your political views, whether you're right or left or somewhere in between, we have to support our military men and women who have since the beginning of the United States of America and still until this day keep us free so that you can tune in to Dr. Don's weather, so that we can talk you through these storms, so that you can be situationally aware, so that we can help protect you. You don't think about things like that. You take it for granted because we've always been free here in this country. There are countries, if they had their way, we wouldn't be free to be able to do the things that we take for granted every single day. And we can either take care of that problem now, or we can wait 10, 15 years until we can't take care of the problem. And we've got, regardless, I'm getting off track here a little bit. I think you know where I stand on all this. But regardless of your thoughts on whether this is right or wrong, we have to support our United States military. 150%, from our veterans to our current active duty. We have to. We should want to, but we certainly have to. And so the Dr. Don Singers have gotten together and have put together a song that's just absolutely phenomenal. And we'll play that for you. It's called Angels of America is the title. And we'll play that for you maybe tonight. If not, we'll get it up there for you tomorrow when we get the What About song up there. Producer Tracy has heard the song. She's downstairs hollering no. You go on, get you some Kleenex. I'm telling you, it's rough. But the reason we're here right now is because we've got some strong weather moving into East Alabama and West Georgia. And we are going to continue telling you about this until we either lose the severe component or we get it out of East Alabama and West Georgia. So if you're just joining us, it's 8:24 Central, 9:24 Eastern. And we have a severe thunderstorm watch that was posted about 3 hours ago now. And some of those counties up in northwest Alabama are being released from the severe thunderstorm watch early. And that's the way it always works. They put these things out for like 6 hours at a time, and then they'll trim those counties off on the backside. And they will continue the counties that are actually in the severe weather area, and then they'll add counties to the right of the storm as the storm moves if it is still strong and severe. And that's pretty much what we've been seeing happen with this event. The good news here is we have not seen but one tornadic warned storm in the state of Alabama, and that was about an hour ago north of Tuscaloosa. But that cell is still very strong that produced the possible tornado. We only had that warning up for like 15 minutes, so it didn't last long. But that's what would be possible tonight. We could have some quick spin-up tornadoes. And you see right here, coming through the Alabaster, Chelsea area, you see what it says, 70-mile-per-hour winds with considerable damage and 3/4-inch hail, all possible along this line in places like Chelsea all the way back down to Alabaster. This is over on the eastern side of Birmingham, maybe a little bit to the southeast of Birmingham. And this is moving toward Columbiana, moving toward Vincent and Childersburg, and maybe down there toward Talladega Springs if it holds together. So we want to give you folks in this area a heads up that even though we don't have a tornado-warned storm here, this storm is producing up to 70-mile-per-hour winds, and that can cause considerable damage. That can bring down large trees. It can cause roof damage. It can blow high-profile vehicles over. So this is significant, and if you're downstream, if you're anywhere east of this area, all the way over to Childersburg, down to Talladega Springs, you need to be ready to go to your safe place when this storm line moves through, especially if you have a lot of big trees around your home. It's just the safest thing to do. And that's the strongest storm, I think, threatening East Alabama at this hour. And this thing's held together pretty good. I mean, when it was back over in Mississippi, we had a tornado warning for it. Then we got another tornado warning when it was just north of Tuscaloosa. It is still severe, and it has been for the last 2 hours as it's trekked from West Alabama into Central Alabama. And if it holds together much longer, then places like Sylacauga, perhaps Talladega, Lineville, Goldville, and even southwest Randolph County needs to really watch this part of that line. That's no doubt where the strongest winds are. Now, if you go up here along the I-20 corridor, we've got some maybe 60-mile-per-hour wind gust up there, which is still significant. So you need to be careful up there around the I-20 corridor, all the way up to and including Cedartown and Rome in the state of Georgia. North Shelby Fire Department is reporting trees down. I'm just looking at, they've issued a broad flash flood warning to account for the activity over Jefferson and Shelby counties. Rain rates are fairly high. Bessemer Fire Department reports trees down and power out in the area of 14th Street and Fairfax Avenue. Understand, damage reports are pretty slow coming in places that are not majorly populated. That's just something we deal with here in the South. I mean, you get reports in Birmingham pretty quick. But other locations, it takes a minute to get those reports in. But it's real important, folks. So if you know of storm damage, you need to report it to your authorities as quick as you possibly can. I see several questions in the chat room about, are these storms showing signs of weakening? No, at the moment they're not. But we have lost the heating of the day, and we'll continue to watch these storms as they move across East Alabama into West Georgia. But at the moment, they're not showing signs of weakening. The good news is, even though we have several lines of storms in here with 60 and 70 mile per hour wind gust, we're not seeing any tornado warnings. Not to minimize the wind threat. It is certainly there. And you should respect these severe thunderstorm warnings. We've done a really horrible job over time in educating folks about weather and what the watches and warnings mean and what you should be prepared for. And over time, folks have just kind of taken on the attitude that, hey, if it's not a tornado warning, I'm not going to worry about it. Well, you're setting yourself up for a bad experience. Severe thunderstorms should be respected just as a tornado warning is respected, because a severe thunderstorm can and sometimes will drop a tornado with no warning whatsoever. A thunderstorm, by definition, rotates. It's a rotating cloud. And then when they go severe, that means that rotation is tightening up. And anytime you get a severe thunderstorm, there's always a non-zero threat of a tornado from that storm. Always, regardless of the atmospheric conditions. I will tell you that tonight's atmospheric conditions are not, red letter by no means. And it's not very conducive of tornadoes. But anytime you have a severe thunderstorm warning for your area, there is a non-zero threat of a quick spin-up tornado. We've already seen that happen once tonight back over Tuscaloosa County. We're watching this storm that's just crossed into Alabama out of Mississippi, out there on Highway 82 to the northwest of Tuscaloosa. That cell right there was tornadic at one point just southeast of Columbus, Mississippi. Once it moved into Alabama, Birmingham elected to go with a severe thunderstorm warning. And you can very easily see the hail core in that storm. And that's something that Tuscaloosa needs to be paying attention to, because if it holds together, it's moving directly toward Tuscaloosa, but about 30 minutes away. Folks, you can always be a hero if you have already experienced the line of storms, or it's yet to hit at your location, but you know someone that's closer to the storms. Call them. Call them on that telephone. Send them a message, text message, a messenger on Facebook Messenger, something, and get in touch with them and make sure they're aware of what's about to move through their area. So, for instance, if you know someone who lives in Sylacauga, Childersburg, just give them a ring on the phone. I know it's getting late, but hey, better than them not knowing. Just make sure that they are aware that they've got a severe thunderstorm about 30 miles away moving in their general direction so that they can be prepared. And part of being prepared, the biggest part of being prepared, is simply knowing and having situational awareness. That's the biggest thing. Uh-oh, Miss Vivian's weather cat has got under the bed. That's not a good sign. Thunder and lightning in Daviston. Lynn says it's storming and pouring in Folsom. Will is requesting the song. I'm assuming you're talking about the What About song. I mean, we're about to have our own album here. We've got When the Skies Turn Dark, and we've got the What About song, and we've got Angels of America, which you haven't heard yet. We will play that for you. Not so sure we're going to be able to do it tonight, but it's a tearjerker. I mean, it is strong. All right, we've got a new, let's see what this is, new severe thunderstorm warning for Talladega County. And that hasn't popped on the screen yet. There it goes. All right, let me get down here on the radar, and we will bring it current and stop and show you that the remainder, well, see, I was just telling you, if you know someone who lives in Childersburg or Sylacauga, to go ahead and give them a call and make sure they know what's headed their way. And now the National Weather Service has extended the severe thunderstorm warning into southern Talladega County. So we have we have 13,763 customers in Alabama without power at this hour. Let me see if I can get the power outage map functioning here. I'd really like to see. I bet you it's in the wake of that storm that's headed towards southern Talladega County. Let's see. There's Alabama. And give me just a second because I've got to. Let me see if I can get that to update. And we got to fix that filter. And we got to go to interact. That ain't gonna work either. I don't know why it's not showing all the state, but you can see there. Yeah, we got 6,000 customers out in Jefferson County, 1,800 in Coleman County. Shelby County's got 1,700, and Etowah has got 1,426. Let me see if I can reset. Reset the transform. Let's see what happens. No, it's still only showing half the state for some reason. But anyway, you get the idea. A little sideways. But yes, most of the power outages are in the wake of this storm that's coming out of Shelby County now, about to move, in St. Clair, about to move into southern Talladega County. And there's zero question that that is the strongest storm in the state of Alabama at this hour. Let's just go back over here and see if I can get you some times. I got to reset. And let's just go this route with it. I think that looks decent, and there you're some times right there. We're looking at Childersburg at about 8:43, Bon Air around 8:46, Talladega Springs about 8:51, Oak Grove at 8:52, Sylacauga 8:56, Waldo around 9:08, Goodwater at 9:14. If it holds together, Ashland around 9:23, Lineville about 9:30, and Cragford at around 9:37. And there's the leading edge of the heaviest part of this storm. And it's moving pretty much in this direction. So if you're downstream, Bluff Springs, Goodwater, Lineville, Ashland, eventually New Site, I have no idea what it's going to look like by the time it gets down here to Alexander City. The southern end of this could fill in and become strong to severe as well. So if you're down here in Alexander City, I'd pay attention to this as well. I will say this: the lightning output for all of these storms seems to be decreasing, and that is generally a sign that the storms are weakening somewhat. Seeing a lot of reports of trees down back across the Jefferson County area. Let's see. Bessemer. A lot of these are coming out of West Birmingham, and that's when this storm was probably at its strongest. We have a new severe. That's a special weather statement, I believe. Yes. So we have a new special weather statement now for Randolph. And this is strong thunderstorms will impact northern Randolph County through 9:15 p.m. At 8:39, Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm along a line extending from near Ranburne to near Lineville. Movement was to the east at around 40 miles per hour, and we're looking at 40-mile-per-hour wind gust with this particular part of the storm. So there is a special weather statement for Randolph County, Alabama. We're going a little bit tight on that. The biggest threat is 40-mile-per-hour winds, and it's in effect for another 31 minutes. So very heavy rainfall from Ophelia back up to Fuller's Crossroads, really just north of Wedowee. We've got heavy rain back over toward Woodland, Pine, Tucky. You folks up here in Graham, Bucktown, over in Carroll County, hang in there. This thing's coming right directly toward you. 40-mile-per-hour winds can knock tree limbs down. It gets pretty gusty at 40 miles per hour. And extremely heavy rainfall. I mean, Highway 431 from the Cleburne County line to Wedowee at the moment is a no-go. If you're about to leave Wedowee going north, don't do it. If you're up there in Anniston, you got to get back down into Randolph County. Just hang on a little bit and let this rain calm down. That is blinding rain. Maybe a little hail, also possible up to half-inch in size up there in the Pine, Tucky area, up in northern Randolph County. Now, this special weather statement extends to the south down there to just north of Roxton and over to the State Line store there on Highway 22, Highway 34. Does include East Randolph Volunteer Fire Department, Woodland, Big Springs, Napoleon Church of Christ, Gray Hill Church of God, the Ava Community, Providence Church up there in Woodland, Newell Volunteer Fire Department, Graham, Morrison's Crossroads, Swag, Ava, Mad Indian Creek, Highway 48 Bridge, of course, Wedowee, down to Midway there on Highway 431 north of Roxton. And this is moving east with the individual storms moving a little bit north of due east, so that part of the storm is not going to affect Roanoke. However, Wadley, you do have a small but strong thunderstorm moving out of southern Clay, stretching from about Mellow Valley down to Mountain Community over to Motley and over to Wadley on the west bank. Wadley, as the Dr. Don singers say. So heads up Corinth, Malone, Dickert, Milltown. Daviston's already in it. That's moving your way, and there's been a little lightning in that storm as well, but it's not severe. No question, the strongest storm out there is the storm that's about to move into southern Talladega County. And that's it right there. Let me get you some times going here. So there are just some updated times on the arrival of this storm. Talladega Springs at around 8:54. Oak Grove at 8:57. Sylacauga 9:01. Talladega around 9:03. Waldo at 9:09. Goodwater about 9:19. Ashland at about 9:26. Lineville 9:32. And New Site 9:39. Again, folks, always understand that these times are approximate. I'd build in 10 minutes either side just to be on the safe side, but these are approximate times. If the storm holds together beyond that point, then we would be looking at places like Wadley, perhaps Wedowee, Roanoke, New Site, 5 Points, maybe as far south as Lafayette, but that's probably 45 minutes to an hour away. And so this storm has got plenty of time to change between now and then. Our hope is that it weakens between now and then, but we'll just have to watch it and see. There's the What About T-shirt lady, Regina Smith. She says that she's hearing thunder rolling in Roanoke. Have you heard the What About song, Regina? I'll definitely play that again before we get out of here tonight. You got to hang around, Regina. You actually inspired all of this nonsense. Dustin, the line hadn't even got to you yet, so no, I mean, you can go. It depends on your level of tolerance for storms, but the main line of storms, the first line is moving through Randolph County now, but we got to watch that thing back there coming into southern Talladega to see what it does. It is still severe. Joe Pike, you got a what about going there? What about Woodland? You getting some rain right this minute, and we still got thunderstorms moving in. You're under a special weather statement in Woodland right now for wind gust up to 40 miles per hour. Misty, you're going to run into some very heavy rainfall if you're leaving Opelika headed to Bacon Level right now. You're going to get into it just north of Lafayette. I mean, there's nothing severe where you're going to be driving, but be real careful, slow down, and drive extra slow because you're going to definitely hit some heavy rain. The storm coming out of Talladega, will it affect Pennon? It could. It's moving into southern Talladega County now. Then it'll come through southern, maybe central and southern Clay, northern Tallapoosa. If it holds together, yes, Pennon, you could deal with that one. Oh, Catherine, you just hit the button. Catherine says, just severe, or tornado possible. That's one of my triggers, Catherine. Severe is significant. It's not just severe. Severe is significant. Severe can kill you, just like tornado can. And maybe you didn't mean it that way. But that triggers my soapbox button. That gets me started because I want to make sure you guys are safe. Severe is significant. You should treat severe just as you treat tornado, because a severe thunderstorm is 1 inch away from a tornado. Now, there are weather environments where tornadoes are not as conducive as others, and we're in one of those tonight. Tornadoes are not very likely tonight. But you got to have a severe thunderstorm to get a tornado. You see what I did right there? You have to have a severe thunderstorm to get a tornado. So anytime you have a severe thunderstorm, the tornado threat is not non-zero. There is always, though it may be small, there's always a chance of a tornado, only if it's a quick spin-up tornado. If that thing spins up in your front yard, then guess what? It is very significant to you. So treat severe thunderstorms with the same level of attention and respect as you do for a tornado warning. That is what we call the course of least regret. Missy says it sounds awful in Woodland. Talladega, it may have calmed down momentarily, but you got another line coming your way. It ain't over in Talladega on the back stretch. Ashley, Remy's at work. She's got her lashes on tonight. She's awfully concerned the wind's going to rip them off. But she's at the plant in Chambers County working tonight. Hey, no reason to panic, Stephanie. We're going to talk you through this. We're going to tell you exactly where it's at, town by town. Power flickering in the Omaha area. Thank you, Miss Johnny. Oh, listen, the whole population of Dickert watches Dr. Don's weather. I got the personal telephone number of the mayor of Dickert. Right there at the Woodyard. All right, hang in there, Regina. I may cue that thing up here in just a minute. I've got to take a quick break, and we might play that while I'm on break. You missed your calling, Remy. I mean, you really did. You're hilarious. Okay, I've got to take a quick break. I've got to take a quick break, but I'm gonna cue the song up. This is the Dr. Don What About song. It's the Dr. Don Singers. And this is a lot of fun right here. Hope you enjoy it. Hang in there. I'll be right back, and we'll continue with our coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia.
Radar spinning on a summer night, chat room lighting up left and right, storms rolling in across the state. Everybody asking if it's coming their way. Roanoke checking in with the first hello. We asking where the storm might go. Woodland watching lightning in the sky. Whitey Lee typing, are we next in line? Ashland asking if the wind will blow. Lineville wondering if the rain will show. Carrollton watching clouds build tall. Roosterville saying, what about us, y'all? Chat room buzzing, questions flying now. What about Roanoke? What about Weedery? What about Woodland watching that storm on YouTube? What about Whiteley? What about Ashland tonight? What about Lineville under flashing lightning skies? If we ain't calling out your town on the air tonight, you can breathe easy. Everything's alright if you don't hear your name in the warning call. You're sitting pretty, no worries at all. Franklin checking radar on the screen. Granger Noonan asking what it means. Lafayette wondering if the winds will blow. Auburn saying, are we in the show? Salem watching thunder roll around. Pine Mountain asking if the rain's coming down. Everybody typing at the same time, trying to see if they're in the line. Rock Mills watching clouds move in. Big Springs asking if the winds will spin. Dickard saying, Don, what do you see? Oh, baby, asking, is it headed to me? Frog Eye checking lightning in the west. Valley wondering if they're next. Beans Mill watching that radar spin. Everybody asking once a day. What about Roanoke? What about Weedery? What about Woodley watching that storm on TV? Ashland, Lineville under flashing skies. Kettleton watching clouds roll by. Rock Mills, Big Springs asking where it'll go. Dickard up under watching storms roll slow. Frog Eye Valley checking in tonight. Beans Mill watching line and light. If we ain't calling out your town in the warning call, you're sitting pretty, no worries at all. Chat room rolling while the radar blows. Everybody asking where the storm will go. But if your town ain't in the path tonight, you can rest easy, everything's alright. And Dr. Don says goodnight.
Oh, yeah. The Dr. Don Singers on Dr. Don's Weather with the What About song. We're going to have to add one more verse to it, though. We've got to have a verse about Remy's eyelashes blowing away. So we'll have to get that worked on. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That is some cool stuff right there. And we have another one. It's called When the Skies Turn Dark, and we'll try to get that on here for you, too, before we get out of here this evening. But we are watching some strong thunderstorms move across East Alabama and West Georgia. Lots of questions. Who is singing that? We'll call it the Dr. Don Singers. Folks, that is artificial intelligence at its best. I know there's a lot of folks that don't like the idea of AI, and I got to be honest with you, I struggle with it. But that is AI that built all the songs that you will hear here on Dr. Don's Weather. And we'll have that up for you tomorrow. I will post a link where you can download the song. I'm getting a lot of requests to be able to download it. So we'll get that up there for you sometime tomorrow, probably be tomorrow afternoon before I can get it done. But Yeah, we'll get that up there for you. So anyway, we're looking at heavy, strong storms move across East Alabama. Good news is we've seen a decrease in the number of severe thunderstorm warnings. We got a brand new special weather statement just issued by Peachtree City. And that's going to be for that storm coming out of Randolph going into Hurd. And let me get the verbiage of that up here, and I'll read it for you. Strong thunderstorms will impact portions of southwestern Carroll, Hurd, and west central Coweta County through 10:30 p.m. Eastern. At 10:01 p.m., a line of thunderstorms, strong, was along a line extending from near Ranburne to near Big Springs in East Randolph and moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. The main hazard with this storm is 40 to 50 mile per hour wind and pea-sized hail and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Again, that's for southern Carroll, Hurd, and Coweta counties of west central Georgia. That special weather statement for East Randolph County continues. That's in effect until 9:15, so we've got about 12 minutes or so, maybe 11 minutes left on that special weather statement for East Randolph County. The strongest part of the storm in Randolph now is from the 431 corridor from really just north of Roanoke all the way up to just north of Wedowee. And then it stretches across the eastern side of Randolph all the way back up into Ranburne and back over toward Bucktown. Ephesus getting in on the action at this hour. And let's see here. Roopville, Graham, Ephesus, Central Hatchie, all the way down to Franklin. And you guys over there in Hurd County now under a special weather statement from the State Line store north, eastern Randolph, western Hurd, and southern Carroll County. And then it stretches all the way over into Coweta County. Not much happening over there in Coweta County just yet, but it's going to. And we have a severe thunderstorm warning. This one's got a possible tornado tag on it. Let me look at this. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Paulding, Carroll, Douglas County, northwestern Coweta County, southwestern Fulton County, and central Bartow County until 10:45 Eastern. So that's about another 40 minutes or so. At 9:53, a severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from near Stylesboro to near Villa Rica to near Carrollton, moving to the southeast at 45 miles per hour. The hazard with this is a 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny-sized hail. Let's see here. I saw the tornado tag on it. And it also says tornado possible. Now, this is the high-end severe thunderstorm warning that the Weather Service can issue. They're not detecting a tornado, but this storm has enough rotation in it, and that's just a signal that, hey, this thing could produce a tornado. Let's switch over to the base velocity, and right there along I-20, southeast of Bremen and north of Carrollton, right there along where right there at the Bremen exit, maybe a little bit east of the Bremen exit on I-20 is where, and that looks broad. That looks like broad rotation right there. I don't see anything that screams tornado, but if you're anywhere in that area, into the southeast of that area, and that's getting into the Atlanta coverage area, so we'll let Atlanta take care of the most part of that. But if you're up there on I-20, maybe a little bit east of the Bremen exit and before you get to Villa Rica. Between Bremen and Villa Rica, we've got some rotation up there, though it looks pretty broad at the moment. But just understand, severe thunderstorm warning, and they could go tornado with that at any moment, so be real careful up there driving on the I-20 area. All right, let's go back to the reflectivity. And I got to tell you, looking at the reflectivity, I don't see anything up there alarming as far as a tornado is concerned. But sometimes you can get a quick spin up in these lines, and the line doesn't look very conducive. So just be real careful if you're up in that area. Then we have that special weather statement that covers southern Carroll and central and northern Heard, almost all the way down to the Troup County line. And then it stretches back across Randolph County. Now we have a special weather statement that's been issued downstream from the severe thunderstorm warning that's ongoing for Sylacauga all the way back up to Talladega. So that's an indication that the storm may be weakening because they're not issuing severe thunder downstream. For you folks in southern Clay, northern Tallapoosa, and extreme northeastern Coosa, we have a new special weather statement that's been issued. Strong thunderstorms will impact northwestern Tallapoosa, northeastern Coosa, and Clay counties through 10 p.m. At 9:05 p.m., Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from near Waldo to near Strickland Crossroads. Movement was to the east at about 45 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm is going to be wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So that's a good indication this storm is not packing quite the punch it was as it moves into eastern Talladega County. And will soon be crossing over the stair step there, moving into Clay County. So I'm going to zoom out just a wee bit, and we will turn on the motion so you can get a general idea of the direction of these storms. And I'm going to go back over here and check the chat room. Wee-to-wee. Yeah, Laura, so I've been fighting this thing for days trying to get it to pronounce Wedowee correctly, and it's impossible. I have spelled Wedowee every way known to man, and the Dr. Don singers just flat refuse to say Wedowee. So in that particular song, the What About song, Wee-to-wee works very well. Lindsay says her 1-year-old was dancing to it and loves it. I'd love to get a video of that. I'm going to have this thing up where you can download it probably by tomorrow afternoon. And you got them little ones that like stuff like that. Man, I would love to get a video. Yeah, Josh, I've definitely got to get one more verse in there. We'll see if we can't get Ranburn in the song. I think Heflin is in. Ranburn was in the lyrics. Standing Rock was also. And when I sent it to production, apparently they couldn't make it rhyme with anything, so it got cut. Frog Eye made it, though. Yeah, you do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Coweta County. I think, though, Let me go back over here and look at something. Yeah, Noonan is down there in the extreme corner of that warning. And I think the heaviest part of that storm, unless the structure changes, I think the heaviest part of that storm may stay a little bit north of Noonan. We'll see. This storm coming out of Talladega into southern Clay doesn't have nearly the structure look to it as it did at one time. Weather Service in Peachtree City is looking at extending the watch even further to the east. So it already goes to East Atlanta and down to Meriwether County. But we may see a few counties to the south in West Georgia and further to the east within the next 30 minutes or so. Noonan, that's up to you. It depends on your tolerance level of thunder and lightning and strong wind. If you're in Noonan, you want to know when to go to bed. I can tell you that you're under a severe thunderstorm warning officially. But I think the heaviest part of that line that's moving into West Georgia may scoot just a shade bit north of Noonan. But I wouldn't completely let my guard down because you are officially, just barely, but you are officially in that severe thunderstorm warning. Kay says she found Remy's lashes in the mountain community. Report from Wedowee. Visibility is almost impossible. I told you that. Where you see those dark reds, you can't see your hand in front of your face. That's how hard the rain is. Now, things are a little better in Wedowee, but you got another wave about to move right over Wedowee. So you got more heavy rain on the way. Remy. Replying to Kay's remark about finding her lashes in the mountain community, Houston, we have a problem. These things cost me $12. Yeah, Rick Hodges or Dustin just said that he just saw one of Jimmy Allen's cows flying by his house. Paulding County in the house tonight. Good to have you guys with us. There's so much going on in the chat room. There's no way I can keep up with all of it, folks. I appreciate you. I really do. No, it's not a rain miss for Phoenix City. You guys will get in on the action a little bit later on. Everything's a little north of you right now, but this whole system is going to sink to the southeast, so you're going to get some rain before the night's over with. Karen, all you have to do is go to our weather store. You can go to any of our daily videos, our primetime forecast. We post one every single day. And if you'll go to the top of one of those primetime forecasts, there are links there to all of our sites and websites and weather stores. And you can go to our Dr. Don weather store and get one of those What About shirts. You can order it right there online. All right, so we do have, again, let me just kind of show you here. I'll kind of step through it. The only severe thunderstorm, we have two out there right now. We have one over in eastern Carroll County, Georgia, and it covers basically Villa Rica and then back toward West Atlanta, and down to about Noonan. And I'll be quite honest with you, that particular severe thunderstorm warning has a tornado tag with it, which simply means, hey, the storm is rotating and it could potentially drop a quick spin-up tornado with very little warning. But when we switch over to the reflectivity on that storm, it even looks different now than it did when they issued it. I'm not seeing a potential tornado there. I do see wind, but I just don't see a tight couplet. I don't see anything that's screaming possible tornado here. And as we look back in Alabama, I don't see any of that anywhere either. I do see some wind. Let me bring this current, and we'll probe this thing and show you that right there northeast of Wedowee. Now, understand this is up at about 2, 3, maybe 4,000 foot level in the atmosphere. There's some 30-mile-per-hour winds up there, maybe just west of Woodland. And then the heavy rain pushes that to the ground. So I wouldn't expect to see 30, that right at the ground. Maybe there could be some gust there. And just looking all across East Alabama, we're in the 30-mile-per-hour range all across East Alabama. And even back around that heavy thunderstorm in southern Talladega, I'm not seeing the wind gust that we were seeing a few minutes ago. The wind's actually stronger back over in Chambers County and in West Georgia. Saw a 40-mile-per-hour wind up there in southeastern Carroll. And then looking up here around Villa Rica, I'm just not picking it up. Let me switch. Let me switch to Atlanta right quick. Make sure I'm not missing something. And let's go back to the probe. There we go. All right, so it does look a little bit stronger off the Atlanta radar. We got some 40, 46. There's a 50, 54. And that's right there around Whitesburg. Now understand, this Doppler radar sometimes can be 5-6 minutes older or behind. So these heavy winds may be closer to North Newnan and maybe closer to Union City now than where this radar is actually showing it. But there certainly could be some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust in some of that. Even back around Carrollton, it could be pretty breezy. And there's no question where that line is, where the wind gust is. It's right there. And it is moving in this direction. Well, I'll tell you, Remy's arts and crafts are not working out very good. Something's interfering with my mouse. But you get a general idea of the direction this is moving anyway. And again, it's a little easier to see where the warnings are. That might have been the problem. Let's try it again. No, for some reason it don't let me drop it one time. Okay. We'll have to work on that. But there's your wind coming right up I-20, right into West Atlanta, and then down to just about Newnan. But you can see that's where the severe thunderstorm warning is. And then this polygon over southern Carroll, Heard, and into western Coweta is a special weather statement. We have dropped the special weather statement for Randolph, northern Clay, and we have a special weather statement in effect now from about Lineville south in Clay County down to just north of Alexander City, and that's for what's left of this storm coming out of southern Talladega, which is not as strong as it once was. And that's all we've got going on out there right now. So things are looking better. We're not completely out of the woods just yet, but things look better. I would say that, for the most part, Cleburne County, good night. Calhoun County, well, I would say from I-20 north, good night. You know, Anniston, Oxford, the Bynum area, Jacksonville State. I think the severe threat has ended up there. While the severe threat holds on for a little bit longer, that area in Georgia and this area in Alabama. Some problems there for some reason. You just don't like that part of the radar. Okay. So what we're going to do is we'll just restart that joker right quick. Here we go. We got Remy's arrows back. And so where you see those arrows, those are the two heaviest parts of this line of storms that continues to move to the south and east. That stuff you see up there in Randolph, certainly heavy rainfall. There's thunder and lightning. It's pretty breezy, but it's not severe. And even the cluster that's coming out of Talladega into southwestern Clay down into northern Tallapoosa, not severe at the moment. We've got a special weather statement there. That means that storm has weakened a little bit. And then we still have that severe thunderstorm warning up there along I-20 down to around Noonan, and that is moving off to the east, southeast as well. Now, interesting enough, we've got some redevelopment back behind all of this. At the moment, it's just very heavy rainfall. But look at that stuff from Tuscaloosa all the way back to Tupelo, Mississippi. That's going to sweep across the state of Alabama as well. So all of that will come right across East Alabama also. We got flash flood warnings up now for the Birmingham metro area, so more heavy rain on the way for Birmingham. That'll make the flooding situation even worse. But I don't think this activity coming out of Mississippi back over in West Alabama will have an opportunity to grow stronger than it is right now, because East Alabama is being raked over pretty good right now. That'll cool off the atmosphere. Yeah, the only thing, troops got a lot of thunder and lightning down there, but nothing severe. You're under a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. About another 30 minutes or so. I think we're probably about to catch a new severe thunderstorm watch. And it's probably going to extend even further into middle Georgia, maybe into eastern Georgia, from Atlanta south. And they're probably going to extend the time on it as well. And if they're going to do that, I would expect to see that drop here in just a few minutes. No, you don't want to hear Dr. Don sing. I wish. If I was that talented, y'all might not have severe weather coverage. I'll just be honest with you. Can Woodland go to bed? I wouldn't. But, I mean, if a little thunder and lightning doesn't bother you, then yeah, absolutely, go to bed. You don't have anything severe. I mean, Randolph County is not under anything severe. There is some thunder and lightning out there. But I can't call you clear. You're still under a severe thunderstorm watch, and we do have thunderstorms in the area. At the moment, they're not severe, though. Remy, you should hear some thunder and lightning, see some lightning out there. I'm showing some pretty good lightning. From about Lynette all the way up I-85. Thunder and lightning around LaGrange, Hogansville. Troup County High School. Rain moving in right there at Kia West Point. Okay, yeah. I thought you should be hearing a little rumble out there. Hey, Vanessa, watching us in Roanoke. Yeah, so it's 9:34 Central, 10:34 Eastern. It's exactly 1 hour past my bedtime. And we are watching some heavy storms across Alabama and Georgia. At the moment, we have no severe weather warnings out there. We do have a special weather statement for the southern half of Clay, northeastern corner of Tallapoosa, all the way over to about Goldville. The heaviest part of all of that right now is dipping down into... Let's zoom in on that cell. And let's... Well, my mouse has run away from me again. I've got to fix that. Here we go. Bring it current and... Let's look at this right here. Just got word from the National Weather Service out of Peachtree City. They are not going to extend the severe thunderstorm watch in coverage or time. And they're going to allow the Coweta County severe thunderstorm warning to expire. And they're going to handle that downstream with a special weather statement. So that's all good news, folks. This line of thunderstorms is definitely weakening. But I want to go in over here. This is in Alabama. And this is to the northwest of Rockford. And you can see that we've got a couple of spots in there that we may have some hail. There's an 80% chance of hail with a 30% chance that it is severe sized. And that's to the northwest of Rockford. There's another hail marker there, and that's north of Rockford. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see Rockford. This kind of gives you a better idea of where the storms are. We've got Clanton sitting down here on I-65 in Chilton County. There's Rockford right in the middle of Coosa County, and then here's Goodwater up there in northeastern Coosa County. Alexander City is way over here. And this is the part of the storm that is the strongest at this moment. And that's generally moving toward Alexander City. But again, it's not severe. Kind of waiting to see what Birmingham, because the watch in Alabama will expire in about 23 minutes, 22 minutes. So we're going to kind of watch together and see what Birmingham does here. If I had to guess, I would say that Birmingham was likely on that call with Peachtree City and Norman, Oklahoma. And I bet you all of them agreed to let the watch expire at the top of the hour. And if that be the case, then we are going to wrap things up at the top of the hour. We're just going to kind of watch for the next 20 minutes or so and kind of see if that's what they end up doing. Getting some indication of some pretty significant, perhaps some pretty significant damage back over in Tuscaloosa County. The area known as Adger and Oak Grove. The Antioch Fire Department reports Betty Hill Road is completely shut down due to so many fallen trees. Betty Hill Road is along a stretch of road going into Tuscaloosa County. They are basically in a search and rescue, if needed mode, with the rural residents they have out there cutting their way through that road. So there might be some pretty significant damage over there in Tuscaloosa County. All right, the National Weather Service out of Birmingham has expired the severe thunderstorm watch for Chambers, Chilton, Clay, Coosa, Randolph, and Tallapoosa. And cancels the severe thunderstorm watch for Bibb, Calhoun, Cleburne, Jefferson, Pickens, Shelby, St. Clair, Talladega, and Tuscaloosa counties. So, good night. Chambers, Chilton, Clay, Coosa, Randolph, Tallapoosa, Calhoun, Cleburne, and Talladega counties of the Dr. Don coverage area. You can go to bed. Now, you're going to hear some more thunder and lightning a little later on tonight. You see that stuff coming out of Mississippi. That's another little impulse that's coming across, but it's like I said earlier, the atmosphere has been worked over so good now in East Alabama that convection coming out of Mississippi that's now in West Alabama won't stand much of a chance of growing any stronger as it moves into East Alabama. Let's see here. Tallapoosa, yes. Night-night, Tallapoosa. Now, you're going to get some thunder and lightning, and it's going to be breezy, and your power could still fail. But the severe threat has basically ended. It certainly could happen that we could get an oddball severe thunderstorm warning here, but the watch has been expired. The watch has been expired in Alabama for Bibb, Jefferson, St. Clair, Calhoun, Pickens, Talladega, Cleburne, Shelby, and Tuscaloosa. And the severe thunderstorm watch. Let me back up. The National Weather Service will allow the severe thunderstorm watch to expire at 10 p.m. for Chambers, Coosa, Chilton, Randolph, Clay, and Tallapoosa. So a little clarification there. The watch for Chambers, Coosa, Chilton, Randolph, Clay, and Tallapoosa will continue for about another 17 minutes to the top of the hour. But if you are in Calhoun, Talladega, Cleburne counties of East Alabama, the watch has been canceled for you. So, Tallapoosa County, I just told you that the watch had been canceled for you. It has not been canceled just yet. It's in effect for about another 15, 16 minutes or so. So what we plan to do, if nothing changes between now and the top of the hour, we're going to end our broadcast at the top of the hour. So we're going to watch this for another 15 minutes or so and make sure that this stuff coming down into Tallapoosa, southern Clay, southwestern Randolph don't get out of hand again. Copious amounts of rain right there in the mountain community. Down to just north of Alexander City. Very heavy rainfall moving into southwest Randolph County. All across Coosa County, northwest Tallapoosa. Still got a little heavy rain hanging on there in LaGrange. Things should be getting better in Franklin. Things should be in pretty good shape up there in Carroll County. Yes, Carrollton, good night. Yes, Hoax Bluff, good night. Yeah, you got heavy rain in Roanoke. You've got more heavy rain on the way. This could be a little bit of a mini flash flood issue, especially on the roadways. Hydroplaning type flash flooding for southern Clay, southern Randolph, Coosa, Tallapoosa, eventually Chambers. It's coming right down the line toward you. Very, very heavy rainfall. Maybe some hail in there as well. Coweta, we're going to be able to give you that good night pretty soon, I think. You're on the tail end of that stuff that's moving through West Georgia, and this heavy activity that's coming through East Alabama is probably going to slip a little bit south of you. So I think we can probably give you, I know we can at the top of the hour because the Weather Service is going to let the severe thunderstorm watch expire at the top of the hour for Alabama and Georgia, the counties that are left in it. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Ophelia, it's up there in Randolph County. Give it till the top of the hour. Let's get this last little push through there, and then we'll call it for you. Yeah, you got good thunder and lightning there around 5 points, all the way back down to around Buffalo and Lafayette and Chambers. But the heaviest rain is still back over southern Clay and northwestern Tallapoosa. So Chambers, it's going to increase now for you over the next few minutes. Lee County, this thing's going to be a close call for you. It's been kind of weird. This stuff's been running almost due east, maybe a little bit south of due east. I guess it's conceivable the southern fringes of this could scrape across northern Lee. I mean, we're seeing some rain showers now, very light in nature up there around Lake Harding. And down to I-85 exit 66, which is in Lee County. And this stuff back over here in Coosa and Tallapoosa, some of that could make it down into Lee County in about 30 minutes or so. But the storms are weakening. I mean, we've only got about 12 minutes left of the severe thunderstorm watch, and the Weather Service is going to let it expire. So I would say the severe, there's thundering up here at the studios. The severe threat is waning for all of East Alabama and West Georgia. Even on the West Georgia side, they're going to let this thing expire at the top of the hour. Same for West Point. Same for Roopville and Roosterville. Yeehaw. All right, look, I got to take one more quick break before we wrap things up. And before we get out of here tonight, I'm going to play When the Skies Turn Dark. We might do the What About song one more time, too. So hang in there. I'll be right back with you. is a little hard to do, but let me show you all something right quick. We have a mascot, too. Let me turn that sound down so you can hear me and see me. This is Ozzy Mufasa. We call him Ozzy-Moof. This is my mountain lion. This is the Dr. Don mountain lion. Keeps us company up here in the northeast Georgia mountains. Let me see if I can get him so you can get an idea of how big he is. He is a Maine Coon kitty. You can't go back there. No telling what buttons you'll push. Check it out. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? That's my buddy right there. Ozzy Mufasa. He weighs 20 pounds. Every bit of it. All right, folks, let me get back over here to the radar, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. We do have a new special weather statement now that covers Elmore County and southern Tallapoosa. It looks like Chambers, and so the Weather Service is going to allow the severe thunderstorm watch to expire here in about 4 minutes, and they're going to handle the rest of this with special weather statements the rest of the night. So the threat of severe weather is not zero, but it has certainly diminished. I used the word waning a few moments ago, and some of my coworkers making fun of my choice of words. So we'll go with decreasing in intensity. Maybe they can understand that a little bit better. Some of them are from Murrayville. Some of them are from Kinsey Town. So these people, you have to kind of be real careful with them. Yeah. One of them just got back from New York, so you'd think they would understand English. But anyway, so the strongest part of this is stretching from Roanoke all the way back down to Alexander City, and then down into southern Coosa County. Alexander City, you got torrential rainfall. That stretches all the way back up into the Wadley area of southwest Randolph County over there on the west bank, and then back into Roanoke. Very heavy rainfall occurring there as well. And then very heavy rainfall from Peachtree City back to about LaGrange. And heavy rainfall again now in Carrollton, all the way up to Tallapoosa. About to move into Villa Rica and Douglasville, Cedartown, you've got heavy rain. And for my White County folks who accuse me of never, ever speaking of northeast Georgia, and those of you who follow me and watch me and actually pay attention to what I say know that I mention White County quite often. But anyway, for these knuckleheads, let me make a point of it here, and we'll show you White County, Georgia. So the Dr. Don studios are right there between Cleveland and Dahlonega, right there in the corner, just to the northwest of Claremont, Georgia. So there's a big mountain right here. It's called Waka Mountain, and I'm on the north side of the mountain. Claremont's on the south side of the mountain, just north of Gainesville, Georgia. And so you can see what's happening up here in White County. Not a whole lot of nothing. I mean, we've got an occasional stroke of lightning, and we have some light to moderate rainfall. That's all in the world that's going on up here. I got one that jumps under the bed if a cloud shows up over her house. So I just want to show that there's nothing serious going on up here in northeast Georgia, and there will not be for the remainder of the night, just some moderate rainfall. Good sleeping weather, which is what I'm about to do. And then going back down the line, you can see there from Atlanta, we've got some scattered heavy rain around Atlanta Metro, and then from Peachtree City back down to LaGrange. We've got a special weather statement down there, and that's what's going to happen the rest of the evening for this line of storms. The Weather Service is going to be issuing special weather statements. The threat of significant severe weather has pretty much ended as this line of storms has lost a good bit of its intensity since earlier this evening. Now, we've got some more rain that's up there across northern and northeastern Mississippi back into northwest Alabama, and all that's moving to the east. So we'll get some more rain that will push across east Alabama. It may stay a little bit north of I-20. But Gadsden, Coleman, you're probably going to get a few more showers before the night's over with, but it's not going to be anything severe. Yeah, Brian, I've been seeing that in the chat room over there right along the Tuscaloosa-Jefferson County line. There's a community over there. I believe it's Adger and Oak Grove along Betty Hill Road. They're saying that there's a lot of tree damage over there. And the Antioch Fire Department is currently in search and rescue mode over there. So, yeah, that very well could have been one of those quick spin-up tornadoes that often happens when you have environments like we've had tonight. There was certainly a lot of wind over there. And that same cell is what we're looking at down here in Tallapoosa and about to move into Chambers. That's the exact same cell. But it's nowhere near as strong as it was earlier this evening. All right, so we're at the top of the hour, and you see that the severe thunderstorm watch has disappeared off the screen. Both Atlanta and Birmingham agreed to let that thing expire at 10 p.m. Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. So we no longer have a severe thunderstorm watch. We do have a couple of 2 or 3 special weather statements right along that line as it moves across Tallapoosa, Chambers, and then we have it over there just to the west, just to the east of Troup County as well. But with that line goes the only chance we have of severe weather. And yes, Coweta, you can go to bed. You've still got thunder and lightning, but there's no severe weather threat there in Coweta County. Pretty much everybody can go to bed now. It just depends on your level of comfort if you're still in the areas where it's storming pretty good as to whether you want to go to bed or not. But the threat of severe weather, though not zero in Tallapoosa, Chambers, maybe eastern Meriwether, but the chance of getting anything of any great significance is certainly decreasing by the moment, even in those areas where the heavy rain continues. Yeah, small hail is also a possibility, but it's nowhere near severe criteria. So pea-sized hail, smaller, is certainly possible. Right along the heaviest part of that line. Let me go back over here and we'll look at that one more time. I mean, it is coming a absolute downpour from the Coosa County, Elmore County line all the way back up to Alexander City, Lake Martin, Wind Creek State Park, Kalijah. You're getting hammered right now with very heavy rainfall, thunder, lightning. There could be, again, some small hail. I see multiple hail markers. But all this is below severe weather limits. So the Weather Service is going to handle this with special weather statements until it completely subsides. Very heavy rainfall now in Frog Eye. Things are increasing and will continue to increase in Lafayette, 5 Points, Roanoke. You've got heavy rainfall. Wadley, still heavy rainfall all the way up to Malone, really all the way up to Wedowee. You still have very heavy rainfall. And then over in Georgia, Hogansville, back to Sonoya, up there with the Walking Dead, and all the way to Stockbridge, Riverdale, College Park, you got some heavy rain there also. But looking at Alabama and Georgia, the absolute heaviest is just north of Eclectic, right on the Coosa County, Elmore County line, back up to Lake Martin, Alexander City, and back over to Frog Eye. That's where the heaviest rain is occurring, and that's, if there is any hail out there, that's where it would be. So we zoom back out. There's the big picture. I'm going to loop this, and we're going to cue up a couple of songs for you, and then we're going to call it a night here. We're going to do When the Skies Turn Dark first, and then I'm going to play the What About song. So if I can get my mouse to cooperate. There we go. First up, we'll do When the Skies Turn Dark with the Dr. Don Singers on Dr. Don's Weather.
When the sky turns dark,
you know who to turn to.
Dr. Don's Weather, we're watching it all.
Oh yeah.
From Talladega down the back stretch of Newland where the pines lean low, innocent streets, roaring oak front porches, we track every twist of the storm as it grows.
The Grange back roads, oh pull like cool lights, we stay awake till the first daylight.
Dr. Don's Weather, we got you covered. East Alabama, West Georgia, under our wings. When the sky turns black and the hail starts falling, we're on the air, we're calling your town by name. From the Tallapoosa to the Chattahoochee, Dr. Don's Weather, we stay with you
till it's through. Mama in Valley praying quiet, farmer near Woodland checking the sky.
Families in Carrollton are in those sirens as the warnings fly.
Dr. Don's voice strong through the static and rain.
Stay safe, stay calm, we're here again. Dr. Don's Weather, we got you covered. East Alabama, West Georgia, under our wings. When the sky turns black and the winds start howling, we're on the air, we're calling your town by name. From the Tallapoosa to the Chattahoochee, Dr. Don's Weather, we stay with you
till it's through, yeah.
every county road, every porch light glow. We don't look away till the last line goes. You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Dr. Don's Weather, we got you covered. East Alabama, West Georgia, under our wings. When the sky turns black and the sirens wailing, we're on the air, we're calling your town by name. From the Tallapoosa to the Chattahoochee, Dr. Don's Weather, we stay with you
Till it's through.
from Talladega to Newland,
From Anniston to Roanoke to
LaGrange and Opalacool.
Dr. Don's Weather's there with you.
When the Skies Turn Dark, the Dr. Don Singers on Dr. Don's Weather. I know you guys want to do it again, but we can't do that because we got folks that want to hear the What About song. Here we go.
Radar spinning on a summer night, chat room lighting up left and right, storms rolling in across the state, everybody asking if it's coming their way. Roanoke checking in with the first hello, we asking where the storm might go, Woodland watching lightning in the sky, Whitey Lee typing on we next in line, Ashland asking if the wind will blow, Lineville wondering if the rain will show, Carrollton watching clouds build tall, Brewsterville saying what about us y'all, chat room buzzing questions flying now, what about road? flashing skies, Kettleton watching clouds roll by. Rock Mills, Big Springs, asking where it'll go. Pick her up, I know, watching storms roll slow. Frog Eye Valley, checking in the night. Beans Mill, watching line and light. If we ain't calling out your town in the warning call, you're sitting pretty, no worries at all. Chat room rolling while the radar blows. Everybody asking where the storm will go. But if your town ain't in the path tonight, you can rest easy, everything's alright. And Dr. Dawn says goodnight.
The Dr. Don Singers and the What About song on Dr. Don's Weather. Thank you all for joining me. We've been watching the weather for you for, oh my gosh, what time did we start? We've been on now for several hours. We watched this thing come all across the state of Alabama. And again, the strongest part of this, without question now, is from Roanoke all the way down to the Elmore County, Coosa County line, and then back up toward Lake Martin. And it is sinking to the southeast. It's below severe limits, though there's a tremendous amount of rain, lots of lightning, some gusty winds, 20, 30, maybe 35 miles per hour. But all of the weather now is below there. That's what we expect to continue to happen. So we'll have the latest information for you Wednesday. Morning, and then we plan to broadcast live and cover the storms for you Wednesday night into Thursday morning as well. And for those of you who want to download the What About song, I'm going to try very hard to make that happen by tomorrow afternoon. We'll post it on Facebook and on YouTube so you can download it and share it with all of your friends. Pretty cool stuff. Have a great rest of your evening. Again, we'll watch this offline. If something were to change, then we'll come right back and continue with our coverage. But until next time, thanks for joining us. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. We'll see you back in here probably, most likely, Wednesday morning on Dr. Don's Weather. And folks, don't forget to keep our servicemen and women in your thoughts and prayers. Say an extra prayer for all the folks who are headed overseas to the Middle East to deal with this situation that we have ongoing. Regardless of your thoughts on whether we should be there or not, that is your prerogative to think however you want to. But regardless of how you feel about that, you have to support the men and women of the United States military. Our veterans and the folks who are currently serving. If it were not for them, we could not be here talking to you tonight, keeping you safe. There's just living in this free country. There's so much we take for granted every single day. I have a personal reason for asking you to do this. So I ask that you say a little extra prayer tonight. Keep them all safe and get them all back home. God bless you all, and we'll see you back in here first thing Wednesday morning on Dr. Don's Weather.